Hello guys, welcome to Amazon TV. I hope you're okay. Guys, I want you to listen to Jacinta and then go back to the video I posted, I think it was yesterday, where I was complaining about what is happening in Zimbabwe. And when I was complaining about what our government is doing or saying about what is happening in Zimbabwe. Okay, let's listen to Jacinta first and then we'll discuss my own video.
I've received a lot of criticism from South Africans who are claiming that we're getting ourselves involved in Zimbabwe's issues, whereas we haven't solved our own issues, and to them it doesn't make sense. And I've just got one request. I'm just going to ask for you guys, when we speak, to please listen to what we say. Now, the important thing about Zimbabwe is that Zimbabweans are fighting an oppression that we also know and we see. And it cannot be fair that the government does that. And our government is always acting like they're the big brother of Africa. So if you are the big brother of Africa, why are you not going to help the people of Zimbabwe and allow them to protest peacefully by telling Mnangagwa to let the people of Zimbabwe protest peacefully the same way that we do here?
So guys, the reason I said go back to the video I posted yesterday and listen to it is because I said the same things that Jacinta is saying here. Even myself, I received some comments that were blaming me, some of them even criticizing me for saying, why is Ramaphosa quiet about what is happening in Zimbabwe? But unfortunately, some South Africans don't understand. If you are asking, what's government wait? What is our government saying about what is happening in Zimbabwe? So the reason why we are asking, what is our government saying about what is happening in Zimbabwe? It's because our government is very fast to run and solve our problems of other countries that are outside Africa. And another thing is that some South Africans don't understand that Mnangagwa will never solve the problems of Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, because to him it's a relief for Zimbabweans to flee Zimbabwe to South Africa. The burden now is on South Africa. And that burden is not falling on the shoulders of our own government. It's falling on us, South Africans. That is why we end up unemployed, having problems in our clinics, in our schools, in our hospitals, because of the influx of other Africans to South Africa. And then when it's time for us to complain, we complain to our own government, not to Mnangagwa. What is our government saying? Nothing. What is our government doing? Nothing. Instead of us to wait for Mnangagwa to solve the problems of Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, it's better for us to face our own government. What are you saying? We are unemployed. We are having a problem in our clinics. Our children are having problems in their schools. Everywhere is overcrowded. What are you doing for us? What are you saying? Why are you not solving this problem of Zimbabweans? Why are you not speaking to your friends? Because these people are friends. And our government is the first to go to Zimbabwe to congratulate them each time they rig and win the votes there. So why must we go and blame Mnangagwa? We have our own government. We have our own president who is supposed to fight for us. We put that person there. We elected that person in that position for him to fight for us. So why must we go to Zimbabwe to ask Mnangagwa about Zimbabweans that are flooding South Africa? Is it not the job of our president to take care of us, to make sure that we are employed, our children are at school, everything, the country is secured? Is it not his job? So what's the problem if we are crying to Ramaphosa? Why is he not going to Mnangagwa to tell Mnangagwa, take your people, my people are tired, my people are suffering because of your people? What is wrong with us crying to Ramaphosa to tell Ramaphosa, go and speak to Mnangagwa? Zimbabweans are a burden to us as South Africans. Our country is overcrowded because of them. We don't have medicines in our clinic. We don't have anything in our country because of people of Zimbabwe and other African migrants. What is wrong with that? Mnangagwa will never solve those problems because it's a relief for him, for Zimbabweans to run to South Africa. It's our own government, it's our own president who is supposed to feel the pain for us, who is supposed to feel the outcry of South Africans who are suffering because of the influx of Zimbabweans. Do you know that you as a South African, you can never go to any African country and overcrowd their people there, to take your children, to overcrowd their schools there, to overcrowd their hospitals, to overcrowd their businesses everywhere, to take their jobs? Do you know that the governments, you can go to Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, Zimbabwe, they can never allow you to do that there. So who is supposed to fight for the people of Botswana if we are flooding to Botswana? Is the president of Botswana who is supposed to fight for people of Botswana, because we as foreigners from South Africa, we are overcrowding people of Botswana, not the president of South Africa. It's not the duty of the president of South Africa to go and fight for Abatswana. The president of Botswana is the one to fight for Abatswana. Why? Because he is there to fight for them. He is there to defend them. Each and every country has its laws. So why can't we as South Africa enforce our own laws to say no illegal immigration in this country, no influx of illegal Zimbabweans, illegal Mozambicans? Why can't we do that? Why is our president not doing that? We have to ask our own president, why are you selling us to gain the love of other African leaders? You are using us to gain their love. Our president wants to be loved and respected in other countries at the expense of us South Africans. We must hold him accountable for what is happening to us because of people of Zimbabwe. He must go there and sort things with the ZANU-PF, not for Zimbabweans, but for us.
SAPS, I will say shame on you. South African police, shame on you. Thank you for making South Africa to become a joke in the presence of the whole world. Now look at the way Nigerians are speaking to you in public. What they are doing, they can't do it in another country. Now, what made the SAPS to become so vulnerable and so weak and so easily disrespected by foreign nationals is corruption. Corruption. If some of you were not so friendly with these people, they won't have the guts to talk to you like that. It is because some of you are friendly with them. You help them to break the law. When they break the law against South African citizens, you protect them. All those business that some of you do with them, that is what has resulted to this embarrassment, to this shame, to this disrespect. Because this is a shame, this is a disgrace. The whole world is watching this because this is on an international platform. Seeing how a whole SAPS, the South African police force, the police of a sovereign country, the government of South Africa, people in uniform, look at how they were being disrespected by hooligans.
So some of you guys, maybe you will be confused, but it's the same thing. What our government is doing, what our police are doing to these people, to these foreign nationals, this is what they are getting today. Why? Because of the corruption. Exactly what our president is doing. If we complain about foreigners, he will defend them. Foreign nationals unalived our children. Our president went there to the spaza shop of an Ethiopian in Soweto to praise him after unaliving a child. He came out after unaliving 6 children, after Ethiopians unalived 6 children. Our president came out to say those people must register their tax shops. He is always defending them. Even if we are complaining about people who are taking our jobs in South Africa, foreigners, Zimbabweans are taking our jobs, our president will come out to blame us, to ask us, which job are they taking from us? Big. That is why it's happening like this. The disrespect you are seeing in South Africa is because of our own government. These police are useless. They've stripped them of their dignity. Our own government has stripped off our police their dignity because of corruption. Even us, the citizens of this country, we are naked before the whole world because of our government. If we are telling them about these illegal immigrants that are committing crime in this country, they will call us names. They will tell us we are xenophobic. We dislike our fellow Africans. We are doing this and that. And they will run to go and apologize to those African countries. Our government is aware that these people are selling powder here. They are aware that these people are bringing counterfeit goods, hijacking buildings, doing all sorts of crazy things. But our government is defending them. So what are you expecting from people like that? They are not afraid of our government because they know that our government is in their palms. So now, as these Nigerians are doing this to our police, we are expected to go and blame Tinubu. No, we cannot go and blame Tinubu. We have to blame our own government because they allowed these people, they gave these people this power and authority to do all these things in this country. They have been protecting them, fighting for them. Each time we are complaining about Nigerians, our government will stand on the side of foreign nationals each time we are complaining about them. So why must we go to Nigeria to blame Tinubu for that? Because there's no South African who can leave South Africa to go to Nigeria and disrespect Nigerian police because there are laws there. You can never do that in Nigeria as a South African or any other foreigner in Nigeria. You can never be allowed to disrespect, to insult, because it's to insult the government, is to insult the president to do what these Nigerians are doing here. Tinubu did not allow any South African or any foreigner to go to his country to disrespect his police, to disrespect the government there. He will never allow that. No foreign national can go to Zimbabwe, Botswana, Lesotho, or any other African country to disrespect police there. And the president will keep quiet. Never. It will never happen. But look at what is happening here. Look at this Nigerian. He's blaming the same police, the same government, who they gave these people permission to do this, to disrespect them. And it's true. It's our fault. It's our government's fault. Everything that is happening, it's our government's fault.
You take stuff from David. I give him there by selling. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the one. Oh, you supplying David? You are the supplier. So where it does? It doesn't have now. It has stopped. Me and him fight. Bring my phone. Let me show you the conversation. From the town. That man that stays here. Bring the phone, let me show you the conversation.
So guys, you saw everything. A Nigerian guy is caught selling powder to children. And the last video, Somalians are beating up South Africans, burning things, throwing stones in a neighborhood. There are children in that neighborhood. They don't care. Why? Because there is no law in the country. They know the president will defend them. So why must we go and blame the president of Somalia for what is happening here? Where is the law? Where is the leader? Where is the head of the state when things are happening like this? When foreigners are doing all these things? Where is the president of the country? This country is leaderless. There is no president in this country. So there's no need to ask why must he go and solve the problems of Zimbabwe. Of course, he will not go and solve the problems of Zimbabwe because useless vele nakuthina. He knows what the burden of Zimbabwe is carried by us South African citizens, but he doesn't care. So guys, let me know what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, to like and share the video. Love you guys. Bye.